Am I the asshole for taking in my ex's dogs but not my homeless ex? My wife left me and our kids a couple of years ago. She wanted a different life than what we had. She bought a converted van and tried to become a van life influencer. She got some followers but not as many as it takes to be able to live off of it, I guess. She is in the city right now and her van needs repairs. We are in the middle of a heat wave and she needs a place to stay for a week or two. This is only the second time in 2 years she has bothered to see our kids. I have done my best to make sure that they know that even though their mom is gone, it isn't because she doesn't love them. I said she was working far away. Even after the divorce, I made sure she could have all the visitation she wanted. She doesn't want to stay with her parents because they are very critical of her choice to leave. She doesn't want to stay at a hotel because it will be a dent in her budget. I don't want her in my house because I don't want the kids to freak out when she leaves again. It's best if they see her in a neutral location. I volunteered to take her dogs so she could stay at a hostel. She said I was an asshole for not letting her stay in a house she helped pay for. I bought out her equity when we divorced. It wasn't that much. My parents said I should have let her stay. The woman I'm seeing said that she would have understood if I let her stay. I just know what it would do to my kids. She doesn't want to stay with her parents because they are very critical of her choice to leave. She doesn't want to stay at a hotel because it will be a dent in her budget. She isn't homeless. Her home is in the shop and she doesn't like the options her choices led her to. I volunteered to take her dogs so she could stay at a hostel. You are such a warm and good person. Absolutely not the asshole. Not the asshole, you're being the best parent you can. She's abandoned her children and has no right to impose on them and you. She's not there to see them. She needs a cheap place to crash. It might be traumatic for your kids to have her leave again, and that just isn't worth it. For you or for them. You bought her out and she's used that equity to pursue her new life. She doesn't want to stay with her critical parents. Too bad. Dent her budget. Then where's the child support? Ask your mother to speak to your ex-in-laws, or your mother can offer to host her. Well, if it isn't the consequences of her own actions knocking at her door. For some reason, I have exactly zero sympathy for wannabe influencers, grifters. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. What a shame she has the choice of staying with her parents or renting a motel room. The choice she doesn't get is squatting in your home till her van is repaired. Not the asshole. Don't fuck with your kid's head in that way. Even if they are told she's leaving, they will hope she won't. They'll dream she won't and then watch her leave them while she takes the dogs with her versus them. Don't. Not the asshole. You're right to protect him from that and are generously taking in the dogs. This isn't a negotiation. This is the favor you're doing for her. Period. Not the asshole. She needs to take ownership of her decisions. You're focused on your children. Not the asshole. Your wife may need a place to stay, but she doesn't need your place to stay. Her parents are available, but she doesn't want to stay with them. She can afford a hotel, but she doesn't want to pay for a hotel. I don't know how old your kids are, and that's probably relevant info. But as it is, you don't seem to be withholding from your kid's mother anything she actually needs. Only what she wants. And she's not entitled to get what she wants from the family she abandoned. Do not let your kids get used to your ex being around for 2 weeks just to disappear on them again. They need to come first. Your ex had options, she needs to pick one of them. Even if she didn't have other options. Not the asshole. The emotional labor of giving your ex, who isn't even a good co-parent, a place to stay is a lot. Even if you're in a happy relationship now. Also, I'm sure the dogs would appreciate not living the van life. I don't want the kids to freak out when she leaves again. It's best if they see her in a neutral location. Not the asshole, she essentially has abandoned her children. Of course you don't want to completely upheave their lives by allowing this uncertainty of their mom may be coming back home. She has no right to stay in your home. But she's trying to manipulate you with a guilt trip that she helped pay for it while conveniently forgetting you bought her out. She doesn't sound apologetic or like she has grown too much as a person. And you are being prudent to draw firm boundaries with her. Not the asshole. She would rather traumatize the kids again than face criticism of choices that deserve to be criticized or spend money. She only cares about herself. And that is something you need to keep far away from your kids. Not the asshole. Tell her, like her parents, you are also critical of her choice to leave. Not the asshole. Her staying will only hurt your kids in the long run. Her financial stability is not your responsibility either. Not the asshole. Hell no to the ex staying. But glad you took in the dogs. She made her choice. Let it put a dent in her budget to get a hotel. She's the asshole. You don't have to like and subscribe to that shit show. And the fact that she's chasing followers and neglecting her kids. Like, I'd fucking lose it if I so much as heard her say hey fans. Her parents aren't being critical, they're just telling her what's up. She's a deadbeat. Take the damn dogs. She'll hopefully realize later you were helping as much as you could. You're fully correct, it's not good for the kids to see her there. Get attached and then have her leave again. But even if that wasn't the problem, it's still your choice who you want to have staying in your home. You can help her as much as possible without disrespecting your boundaries. AITA. She left her family, then taken in as a visitor. Really? P. Not the asshole. It just will confuse and upset your children. She made her bed and now has to lie in it. Not the asshole. Maybe she can sell her van to increase her budget for a hotel. Not the asshole. Every choice you've laid out by her is extremely selfish. And her not caring on how this would affect your children is no different. You're protecting your kids and being a good parent. AITA. You have to protect your kids. You are doing the right thing. She should get shouted by her parents a little bit for her life choices. She is a freaking mom. Whatever life crisis she is going through right now, she chose it. Her problem. Not yours. Not the asshole. She's not homeless, she could stay with her parents but doesn't want to. Beggars can't be choosers. This was her choice. She doesn't want to stay with her parents because they are very critical of her choice to leave. Oh, poor ex-wife. Being held accountable to the consequences of her actions by her parents. It's not your fault she doesn't have the balls to face up to what she's done. Not the asshole. Oh. And your parents can house the woman who abandoned her family if they want to. Not the asshole. She fucked up her own life. She has to deal with it. There are plenty of places she could probably stay as well with the dogs. It's not like you aren't helping at all. Which you don't need to in the first place. Not the asshole. You need to do what's right for the kids, and having their mum stay at your house will only confuse them. She isn't homeless, she can stay with her parents. She's choosing not to.